Hello, wonderful people. There has been so much anxieties concerning all eyes on the judiciary, which made people to start asking questions like, what is so special concerning all eyes on the judiciary that made Advertising Regulation Council to order the removal of all the billboards that contains all eyes on the judiciary, and also the temporary suspension of the staffs that approved the ad. You also know that last Sunday, a rally was supposed to hold in Abuja on this same all eyes on the judiciary. But on that Sunday, security people were everywhere. But they have forgotten that since the start of this 2023 presidential election, Nigerian eyes has been from somewhere to the other. First, it was on how to register for permanent voters card for those who don't have. But those who have already, but their polling unit were so far from them, their eyes were on how to bring it closer to where they can comfortably vote. And after that, it went on how to collect their permanent voters card. After that, it also went on how to vote and makes their vote count. And that is how it has been from one place to the other. But there is this analysis I want you to listen to. But as you are listening to it, make sure you click on that share button, like, and let me know what you think on the comment section so that others will see it and also listen to this information. Now, hear this analysis and let me know what you think on the comment section.
All eyes on the judiciary. Some people are uncomfortable about it. And being uncomfortable about it, it has led to some incidents which reinforce the belief that all eyes should be on judiciary. The question is, by all eyes being on judiciary, is judiciary being intimidated? Or the Nigerian public, are we performing our duties as responsible Nigerians who have interest and they are stake at what we are doing? 3 incidents have happened which have made it very uncomfortable, and there is need for this World Press Conference. The first one is the incident that happened some days ago, where the ACON, Advertising Regulation Council of Nigeria, banned the billboard of all eyes on the judiciary, and at the same time ordered that it should be pulled down. After the pulling down of the all eyes after the pulling down of the billboards, the next thing we saw that the people, staff, directors, and the deputy directors that approved that gave the approval for the erection of the billboard were suspended. As we are on that particular one, while all those things were going on, the apprehension of Nigerians were equally accentuated when a senior member of the Nigerian Bar Association was accused of trying to approach members of the Election Petition Tribunal in Kano. And it was stated by no other person than a member of that particular tribunal. And it was worrisome because it was done by a very senior member of who was unnamed, in as much as that issue is being handled by Nigerian Bar Association, but it equally amplifies the reason for all eyes to be on the judiciary. And some incident just happened on the 20th, that is on the 19th, on the 20th of August, when some members decided to hold a rally. 3 of them were arrested, one Ifeanyi Chigozie and 2 others. They were arrested. In as much as they were released hours after the arrest, because they were holding a rally saying that all eyes will be on judiciary, they were arrested by the police, and they were released hours later. But the truth about it is that as we are speaking, one of them is so traumatized that we are worried about the state of his health. We don't know what happened to him at the police station. Granted that he was released hours after that. It was on the basis of that that we have been asked to come and throw a light on the whether all eyes on judiciary, whether it is actually legal, whether it is actually our constitutional right, and whether there is anything wrong with it. I have decided to give this narrative to enable us know that at every point in time, Nigerian eyes were on something. At a point in time, Nigerian eyes were on registering to vote. At another point in time, Nigerian eyes were on voting. At another point in time, after the election, Nigerian eyes were on election petition proceedings going on at various states of the Federation. And at this particular time, Nigerian eyes is on the judgment that will be delivered anytime soon to be accorded. And the truth about it is that if people decide, particularly Nigerian citizens, decide to hold a rally or sensitization, it is allowed, it is within their realm, it is within their right. Particularly provisions of Section 39 of the 1999 Constitution and Section 40 of the 1999 Constitution, it allows people to gather, to hold opinion, to right of association, just like we are doing here. It is constitutional. And just like I'm talking, right to express an opinion, it is constitutional. The only time that we can be barred, it is equally so fundamental that it is equally provided in African Charter on Human and People's Rights. The reason at Article 11, the reason is that it is inalienable. It is a right which you have to exercise at every time. If you are not allowed to exercise it, the implication is that you may take to the street. The only exception, the only time is that there is a limitation if it is against the law. In this instance, or if it is outside the limitations that are placed by the law. There is no limitation that is placed by the law in the present environment which we are operating upon. As we are speaking presently, there is no state of emergency in Nigeria. So the provisions of Section 45 of the Constitution cannot come in, because that is the only time you can be restricted from having free association and free assembly. Or even Article 11, that particular exceptions that are placed in therein. So that being the case, everybody is allowed to exercise his opinion. Everybody is allowed to gather.